Hey, what's going on, Noel Nation? CJ Wilson here with DoakTalk. Of course, I am your host. Have some breaking news for you guys out of the transfer portal. FSU lands big time transfer prospect and one of the highly rated and most coveted cornerbacks in the transfer portal in Jeremiah Smith, the transfer from Houston. So I want to give a shout out to Mike Norvell, of course, Tony White, the defensive coordinator who spearheaded this recruitment, and also Patrick Surtain, who was the cornerbacks coach for FSU. Like I said, the big time get for FSU is Jeremiah Smith. I'm sorry, not Jeremiah Smith. I wish, right? Jeremiah Wilson, rather, was one of the highest rated transfer cornerbacks on the market for Houston this past season. He had an 86.4 PFF grade in regards to his coverage and tackling ability. He had 4 interceptions, 4 pass breakups, in the pick six against the Baylor Bears for the Houston Cougars. So a lot of production coming to FSU. Made a lot of plays this past season for Houston. He was one of the highest rated cornerbacks from a grade standpoint from PFF and also within the transfer portal ratings in regards to kids that have entered the transfer portal. Just kind of give you guys some backstory on Jeremiah. He's originally from Kissimmee, Florida, so that's a lot of ties in regards to, of course, being a Florida kid in Florida State and things like that. He committed to Syracuse in 2022. Guess who his lead recruiter was for Syracuse? You guessed it, FSU's current defensive coordinator, Tony White. As you guys know, Tony White was the defensive coordinator for Syracuse. He recruited Jeremiah Wilson. He's familiar with the scheme and things like that. And just to give Tony White some credit, he had a top 25 defense 2 years in a row at Syracuse. Went to Nebraska, had two top 25 defenses as well. But again, going back to Jeremiah Wilson and what he brings to the table, he's familiar with the scheme. That's the main thing, probably the most important factor within this. He's very familiar with the scheme and what Tony White wants to run from a defensive coordinator standpoint, understands the coverages that Tony White likes to throw at offensive coordinators or opposing offenses, which is a lot. Something that some of our defensive backs within that spring practice window had a little bit of struggles with and things like that. So this is just what the doctor ordered. Someone that's familiar with the defense, that knows what we want from a standpoint in regards to playing the zone coverages, playing the different zone coverages, man coverages, and things like that. Like I said, Tony White does a lot from a defensive standpoint to keep the offense on their toes. So it's a lot of coverages that a cornerback has to understand in regards to playing against Tony White's defense. And he's productive. Did just play ball at Houston. Going back to Syracuse in 2022, he was one out of 3 freshmen for the Syracuse Orangemen to play in every game in 2022. That season, he had 21 tackles, 1.5 tackles for loss, and a pass breakup. Sophomore year, he played 285 snaps for Syracuse and tallied an interception as well. So played a lot of ball at Syracuse, played ball at Houston, brings a lot of experience, something that FSU is lacking within that cornerback room. From a talent standpoint, it's a very talented room. You have Jabril Rawls, Quindarius Jones. Of course, you have the younger guys like Shamar Knox. What are the younger corners also that was a part of FSU that redshirted last year? Jamari Howard, of course, and Charles Lester, those guys. But it's not a lot of experience within that room. I think Tony White, I'm sorry, not Tony White, excuse me, Jeremiah Wilson brings the perfect blend of experience to that room. So we have Jabril Rawls, who, like I said, is a big time playmaker, made a lot of plays in the spring, but he's still young. Quindarius Jones is the guy that was deemed to step in to be a starter for FSU. Kind of struggle with the scheme that Tony White wants to run in regards to different zone coverages, backpedaling, reading offenses rather, and just knowing how to play, be a zone corner. It's a lot more thinking involved and a lot more using your eyes, having eye discipline versus what you saw in the previous years with defensive coordinator Alan Fuller. It's more so man coverage, in your face, that type of deal, lockdown corner, more so reacting to the defensive back, well, to the receiver rather, versus, using your eyes and playing the field in that regards to zone coverage. So due to that, FSU felt the need to address the cornerback room within the transfer portal, and Jeremiah Wilson is a big time prospect and pretty much a perfect match for FSU for various reasons. Like I said, experience. He can play damn good football for one, right? Houston shows that 4 interceptions this past year. One of the highly rated transfer cornerbacks on the market. 86.4 PFF grade, which is damn good. But also, like I said, familiarity within the defense, understanding what Tony White wants to run, the ins and outs of the defense. Played 2 years in the defense at Syracuse, so it's a very good get for FSU on the back end. I'm a really big fan of this get for as far as Jeremiah Wilson. He's a kid that has game breaking ability, shows with the pick six he had against Baylor. So he's a kid that can make a lot of plays. So moving forward, I think the quarterback room is in great shape. I don't see us adding any more unless a kid enters the transfer portal surprisingly. But I think this addition, Jeremiah Wilson, to what we already have with the young, talented room, is just what the doctor ordered and kind of shores up the defensive back room from the cornerback perspective. Now, for the transfer portal market, I do think FSU could attack the safety position and bring in another safety, but that's another conversation for another day. Just speaking specifically here in regards to Jeremiah Wilson, I love this gift from FSU. This is one of the better players on the market, like I keep stating. A lot of other P5 schools were in the running for Jeremiah Wilson as well, so it was very good to get him on campus and lock down this commitment for Jeremiah Wilson. Really excited what he could bring to the table and looking forward to what he could do at FSU with our caliber athletes and, of course, being coached up by Tony White. We have more hits for you guys in regards to the transfer portal. Make sure you guys like this video and subscribe to the channel. Go Noles. Some real exciting times for FSU, baby.